Good morning, beautiful people. I finally get to make a video outside because it's just raining, and I hope that means that the mosquitoes won't come bite me because they are vicious back here. If you can hear any sounds, it might be the rain or the chicken. I put on a low noise reduction, but I didn't want to take out all of the beautiful nature sounds. Maybe you can hear some crickets. It's really exciting because my video about body hair is like blowing up like compared to my other ones. And I guess because body hair is kind of a hot topic. And so it's interesting that I had an experience where my dad tried to bribe me to shave my armpits. A really weird experience when your parents try to change you to fit into their idea of what is good or right or acceptable. And I was really able to sympathize for my sibling at the time because I always knew that my dad kind of fucked my sibling up because my sibling is trans and has always wanted to cut their hair short and stuff like that. And my dad wouldn't let them because he basically told them at the time that they were too ugly, told them that they would look like a boy if they cut their hair, told them that their teeth were too messed up to like pull off a short haircut. And it's like, that's a wild thing to say to a child. Also more wild to like not let your child express themselves how they want. I think back to the way that like my dad maybe criticized the way I dressed, wouldn't let us wear certain things because they were seen as too mature, which is funny because I see kids nowadays walking around with those things that would have been seen back when I was a kid as too mature. And it's like, you never mistake a kid for a kid. You're never in your head being like, oh, this 14-year-old might be 20 because they have red nails. Like, what? Or they're wearing red lipstick. You're just like, oh, that's just like a 14-year-old having fun, like expressing themselves, you know? I feel like my dad was secretly like very afraid of pedophiles, which I guess makes sense. It's kind of crazy because we were homeschooled and like so isolated that it's like, and we always went with our parents everywhere. So it's like, who are you worried about? And no one in my family's like that. So it's like, you're just like, making things up in your mind, you know, like you're letting people, the internet fearmonger you. Yeah. So the story goes, my dad had offered to pay for me to get a haircut. And I didn't think that I had the money in my budget. So I asked him, hey, would you still buy me that haircut? And he said, as long as you shave your armpits. I know I just made that video saying I'm not planning on shaving anytime soon. I did trim my armpits because the hair be trapping the smell. And I'm trying to smell less. I didn't shave it all down, but I'm just trying to make it so the deodorant can actually hit the skin a little bit better. Because if you saw that video, you know I had like 2 inches of armpit hair, which aesthetically I had no problem with. But functionally was causing me to be a little more smelly. Maybe now that I have like a routine, I can just let it grow out again and I'll be fine. You really gotta wash those bitches every day. Every day. Like, I'm not a everyday showerer. You gotta wash your armpits every day. Because I think what happens is the deodorant sits there and it like feeds the bacteria and like the sweat from the day and it just like feeds it and it like gets trapped in the hairs. Like, I was taking showers and like my armpits would still smell. Not to be TMI, but I was like, I'm tired of being stinky smelly. I'm tired of this life. Um, and so I told my dad that I don't shave my armpits because I have skin sensitivities, which I mentioned in the last video too. Like, it's uncomfortable for me to shave. It causes me pain. There's no point in it. And also, like, why would you bribe me to shave my armpits once? It's just gonna grow back out. And he was basically saying that, like, oh, that's my sensitivity. That's my sensitivity. It's just gross. It's gross. And I'm like, damn, like, I know logically you're not calling me gross, but I've always had this like insecurity of being gross. Maybe because of the things that people would say to me or the way I perceive myself, and the shame around either the way that I eat, the way that I dress, how dirty I am, how much I smell, things of that nature. Which I think is why I'm really drawn to farming, because being gross is almost like an asset. And in, modern society, it's not really commonly acceptable to like be gross in the way that I am, which I find to be completely normal, natural, human, and enjoyable. And then everyone else is like, you need to change. So I've always had that kind of like shame around that insecurity of like not wanting to change who I am. But, like feeling like gluttonous as a kid, and then feeling shame for being gluttonous because it's gross. And then like, having bad skin and feeling shame for having bad skin because like it's not clean or whatever. And not saying that like having bad skin means that you aren't clean, but like I think the two kind of like societally, stereotypically like go together. Like, oh, you have bad skin, you must eat poorly, you must have bad hygiene, like you must not take care of yourself. Which is probably true. Like I wasn't taking care of myself the way I should have been because no one really taught me. Like, oh, you're supposed to wash your face twice a day or whatever. Wild. Wild. But yeah, it was right before I was going to get my period. So I was like sobbing. And I don't even know why I tried defending myself to my dad. Like after he was like, oh, there's this contingency for me to give you this money to make yourself feel better about yourself. Because like to get a haircut, like for me, like my hair looks a little crazy right now because I just woke up. But like the hairdresser, she really fixed my layers and she really fixed my bangs. Like usually my hair does this like poof thing, and now it's just laying a little bit more flat. And my bangs, like I said, you can't really tell because I just slept, but she did an amazing job. And it's like getting a haircut is something that's supposed to make you feel good about yourself. And it's like you're luring money over me that's supposed to help me make me feel better about myself or like whatever. But you're really just trying to control me. It's so crazy, like growing up with a narcissistic parent. And what I just heard recently is that like, oh, you have a narcissist, like narcissists learn that it's not safe for them to be themselves and that they have to put on this mask of this other person. Which is probably true because I get the feeling that my dad's parents weren't very emotionally supportive at all. And he like left home and tried to like get rich to like spite his family because his family didn't believe in him, which is crazy. Which is really just like bringing up their own issues that like they don't believe in themselves and then like put that onto their poor son, my dad. And so he like, really put on this facade, I think, of like trying to look presentable and professional, especially being in real estate. Like you have to put on this mask of success to sell houses, to get people to believe in you, to trust you, to sell their house or to sell you a house. Because it's a very emotional process, selling and buying houses, my dad has told me. It's a lot of money, all that stuff. Anyways, yeah, and I do get the feeling that he always wanted his family to present a very specific way. And he was very happy when, we were children, like babies, that he could like probably dress and like control and like who didn't have many desires. Because he's like, oh my God, look at my beautiful family. Like my kids are so perfect. He even told me that like when we came out and we were chubby babies, he was like, oh my God, I was worried I was going to have fat children. Excuse me? Excuse me? That's crazy. Like that just shows like how deep the internalized shame is for you, which then he gave to me, like totally ingrained in me, misogyny, racism, fat phobia, all that good stuff, which, I think most kids get ingrained in them probably by one parent or another. Maybe not most, but a lot. So, just having to unlearn that in college. Woo! Yeah, oh, I was worried my kids are going to be fat. That's crazy. Yeah, because he would like praise me saying, oh my God, Rachel, you have like, and I was like a young kid being like, oh, like your body has such good proportions. Like you're just going to be a beautiful girl. And it's like, it feels good when you're little, but like looking back, it's like, the amount of pride that was being taken in my appearance And like the idea of like having like a beautiful daughter is a little creepy. And I know that it's not coming from a creepy place, but I do think it kind of describes, or not describes, but explains the way that my dad thinks and thought about us. You know, this kind of like I said, like desire for us to look a certain way, to be presentable in the way that he finds socially acceptable, because he was probably told that certain things aren't lovable or acceptable. And so then it's like, here's me being my true, authentic self. We were on the phone and I was talking about my sensitivities. Like, I was like, yeah, Dad, like, I don't shave because I'm sensitive. Like, haven't you noticed that, like, when I was a kid, like, I like tied my sneakers over and over and over. Like, I had a really hard time wearing certain clothes and tags, and like jeans felt itchy and, you know, all this stuff. And he's like, oh, is that why I've never seen you wear anything nice? And I'm like, again, one of my biggest insecurities. Like, I want to be comfortable, but it's also like I'm jealous of people who can like look nicer. Oh, is that why I haven't seen you wear anything nice? And I'm just like, yeah, Dad, yeah. Because fancy clothes genuinely like are itchier, tighter, scratchier. Like, I also really enjoy personally like wearing clothes that I'm not worried will get stained. Like, if something were to happen to them, I would know that I could like wash it out easily, and that I can like move around in it easily. Like, everything that I wear, I want to feel like I could like go and like chop wood, or like go and like harvest crops, or like walk the dog. Like, I still wear skirts and stuff like that because I'm comfortable doing those activities in those clothes, but like I'm not gonna like show up anywhere ever in like a business suit. The fuck? And like, I do tend to buy my clothes bigger and baggier. I guess just because they feel nicer. I think in high school I was definitely like ashamed of my body in a certain way. And so that was part of it. But being comfortable is a pretty big part of it too. And I do genuinely like the way that baggy clothes look. Um, yeah, it was crazy. Crazy experience. And what was sweet, I guess, is that he was like, oh, never mind. Like, because I was clearly upset. He's like, did you cancel the appointment? You can still go. Like, I'll send you the money. And I'm like, I was so worked up and emotional. I was like, I don't want your fucking money. Fuck you. I still gotta call him though and be like, hey, like, because I think it's really triggering for him, because he's like, this is just who I am. And I feel like, you know, he probably feels like he can't be loved for who he is. And, you know, I just want to tell him that, like, I still love you. Like, I don't hate you just because, like, you say or do these things. Like, it just hurts my feelings, you know? And I guess my mom is so supportive that I've never really been in tune with how much the world is probably trying to change everyone. It's actually really interesting because last night I was in a women's wellness group that meets monthly. Shout out to Her Wellness or whatever on Meetup. And we're talking about masks because it's October, it's spooky season. We're talking about what mask do you wear? And one that came up for me is like the mask of beauty, like women really have not a lot of assets, and like beauty is like a huge component of like women's power or like social status. You know, really gives them a leg up, has been like, you know, one of the primary things that gives them a leg up throughout history. And the questions were like, oh, like, what does this mask prevent you from doing? Like, why do you wear it? Like, what would it mean to put it down? And it's like, yeah, I think like trying to look beautiful prevents or tries to protect me from criticism. Criticism from others, maybe criticism from my dad. You know, because I've never really been criticized by like the literal world. Like, no one's ever like yelled at me in real life and been like, hey, Uggo. Like, I'm really lucky. Like, I rarely get catcalled. And when I do, I don't even count it as catcalling because I'm like, you're just talking to the air. You're not talking to me, mister. The fuck? What was I talking about? The mask of beauty. Yeah. And I think it really prevents me from accessing a lot of self-love because I am trying to fit an idea of beautiful that has been sold to me by society. When like I don't even like society for real. Like it's not that I don't like people, but like I don't like these like ideas and beliefs. And like it's so crazy because there's a couple Eastern European girls that went to my school, my college. And I would definitely say that they probably don't fit into the standard tradition of beautiful, especially because they're both like these queer women who shave their heads and, you know, they have like these very strong Eastern European features. They are, I'm gonna cry, the most beautiful people, because I'm not sure if both of them still identify as women, but they are some of them the most beautiful people I've ever seen because their energy is just so radiant and their self-love and confidence is just so strong that it's like looking at them feels like rejuvenating to be like, oh, right. Like we're all beautiful. Like you don't have to like look a certain way or like follow a certain script. Oh my God, I thought there was music playing. I think it was just a squirrel. Or follow a certain script. As long as you just like fucking love yourself and love life and chase what's fun for you. Same with my friend Dragon. Like, she does not follow beauty standards for women because she's pretty, I would say, masculine and has also shaved her head. I have no idea how I'm going to do this, but I just like ended and started another video, so I'm going to have to clip these together. Yeah, I was talking about how much of me like wanting to put my hair up in a bun and like recreate that image I've been sold is me like genuinely like I do really like the way that hair looks like up, and you don't really get that from short hair because it's just short, it's not like all the way up, and I do like the style, but I'm just, you know, curious, like I said, like how much of this, of like the way I want to present myself is like wanting to fit this mask of beauty, fit the standard of beauty. Like, what would it look like to just be me? Like, genuinely. What does it even look like? You know? And it's pretty hard to like, you can't really separate the individual from the community because that's not natural or realistic. But it is like a fun brain puzzle, so to speak. It's such a beautiful rainy day out today. Here, I'm gonna flip the camera around. Beautiful little chickens. But yeah, I think that is everything.